This is KGW News at noon.
Welcome to the News at Noon. I'm Drew Carney, and later this afternoon, we expect to learn more about the death of a reserve police officer in eastern Oregon. Joseph Johnson was shot to death this past Saturday in Malheur County near the Idaho border. The man accused of shooting and killing him is Rene Castro. On Saturday night, Johnson responded to reports of a man later identified as Castro who was damaging property and making threats. When Officer Johnson arrived on the scene, police say Castro took off. He eventually pulled over, and police tell us that witnesses saw Castro, there he is, get out of his car and immediately start shooting at Johnson. After a manhunt that lasted for more than a day, police arrested Castro on Monday in Ontario. We expect to learn more about his arrest during a news conference that's planned for later this afternoon. Also today, a Multnomah County judge will sentence the man who pleaded guilty to killing a woman in Northeast Portland's Normandale Park. It was February of last year when Benjamin Smith targeted a small group of unarmed women supporting Black Lives Matter. He shot 5 people that day, killing one, 60-year-old June Knightley, who was known as an activist in the community. Other victims in the shooting and family members of victims will have a chance to be heard during today's sentencing, which is scheduled to happen a little more than an hour from now at 1:30. Meanwhile, the suspect in the case of a murdered Vancouver mother and her daughter has pleaded not guilty. Kirkland Warren appeared via video link in a Clark County courtroom yesterday. He's accused of shooting and killing his ex-girlfriend, Michelle Melendez, and her 7-year-old daughter, Layla Stewart. Before their murders, he was also accused of domestic violence against Melendez, including shooting at her apartment. Outside the courthouse yesterday, her friends and family said more needs to be done to help domestic violence victims.
They should have been protected a lot more. A lot of domestic violence. We've had a ton of domestic violence victims just in the last 6 months in this county that weren't protected. They're not protected. DV has never really been taken seriously. The restraining orders are false security blankets. He was released with no GPS in the first place. We're angry.
Michelle and Layla's family will hold a private funeral for them tomorrow in Vancouver. We've learned more about the temporary shutdown of the Multnomah County Behavioral Health Center. The center is back open now, but last month, the county said it was shutting it down to get the staff there more training. Well, it turns out the center's shutdown was actually in response to allegations that contract workers were having inappropriate relationships with each other. And there are also allegations that a security guard was using cocaine while doing their job. We had a lot of questions about this for the county. Here's KGW's Daisy Caballero with some answers.
It was the perfect time to shut down, do the intense training period, as well as the safety upgrades, and launch a separate investigation into the allegations.
On March 29th, a healthcare department manager got a complaint about 3 contractors that work at the building on Southwest Park and Oak. The next morning, the county says it addressed the allegations and temporarily closed down the center. But instead of being transparent, they told the media it was for staff to get more training on the volume of overdoses and mental health crises they see.
Anytime you have allegations of a certain nature, you have to treat them very credibly and do the due diligence. That doesn't usually happen overnight.
Mental Health Addiction Association of Oregon immediately began its own investigation and so far say the relationships have been unfounded. The county then requested an investigation into the other 2 companies. Today, a press release reads, quote, "The county did not disclose the details of the March 29th complaint publicly to preserve the integrity of the investigations and to ensure the allegations could be credibly reviewed."
But I understand that the public's right to know is if something truly had happened that was egregious that we were somehow not disclosing. But that is not, in fact, the case. There were broad allegations made mostly about relationships between people, consenting adult relationships.
The security company notified the county that one of their security guards admitted to using cocaine and marijuana on site and was immediately fired. The county said today it's now changed security providers. Daisy Caballero, KGW News.
And we'll stay in downtown Portland for this next story. Take a look at this video. It shows someone has already vandalized the new Shake Shack on West Burnside before it even had a chance to open up. The opening is set for next Monday, but you can see one of the windows there is boarded up. We reached out to Shake Shack's corporate office and police to try and get more details, but we haven't heard back yet. Just a few blocks away, a longtime staple in the Pearl District is moving out. REI says it's closing its Pearl location early next year because of rising crime and vandalism in the city. KGW's Catherine Cook got reaction to the news from neighbors and customers.
In the Pearl District, Portland's only REI store has been serving customers for nearly 2 decades. But on Monday, the outdoor gear retailer announced they'll close this location early next year. Many customers were surprised and disappointed.
I have always been a rock climber, and I ski and snowboard, so I come here a lot for supplies. So that will be a loss for the community.
In an email to its members, REI cited crime and theft as reasons for the closure. They said last year, even with increased security, they had their highest number of break-ins and thefts. They also noted that their lease expires in February, saying they had, quote, outgrown the location.
Which is unfortunate, especially REI. It's like a hub over here,
Chris Ham is a manager at Oregon's Finest, a marijuana dispensary down the street. He's watched a lot of Pearl District businesses close. He'd like to see things get better, but doesn't think he's seen the worst.
Whether you're very conservative or very liberal, at some point everybody just gets fed up. At some point they're going to hit a wall and they're like, we're going to have to do something, right? It's going to reach a fever pitch and it's just, you got to do something about it.
City leaders and Portland police have been working with REI for several months to address crime and safety issues. In a statement to KGW, the mayor's office said, Mayor Wheeler is committed to further supporting REI to help ensure we retain their business in Portland and help them succeed. All options are on the table as we explore paths forward.
I think that we have our job cut out in front of us.
Thomas Gilpatrick is a professor of marketing at PSU. He says when people invest in new retail, they do an incredible amount of research. Closures like this will factor into that.
So you're really betting on the future when you invest into a new retail store. So what this is really sending a message to all of us in Portland that Portland looks not as attractive as we have in the past.
Back at REI, the message on the store's window, it's a little differently now. It says, better is out there. Many, like Chris, hope to see better right here.
I think it's going to take a while for this to kind of come back.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Next up here at noon, we have some new photos to share from the scene of a fire that damaged several businesses yesterday in downtown John Day. So take a look. Grant County Emergency Management posted this update at 2 o'clock this morning, just as crews from Sun River, Bend, and Jefferson County arrived to relieve the local fire crews there. This fire started just before 6 p.m. yesterday. KGW viewers also sent us photos and video of the fire, which is now under investigation. All right, Rod Hill standing by in our weather center. Rod, what are you leading off with here this afternoon?
Just the chilly, wet weather out there. Good afternoon to you. It's been fairly dry over the last several hours here in Portland, also down into Salem. Plenty of rain on the radar off to our west. And I'm going to let this see the yellow little icons north of Newport, south of Lincoln City. Right now, the lightning has faded away, but this area just north of Depot Bay has been seeing some lightning strikes over the past hour or so. Not really a heightened batch of any rain right there. It's just been incredibly unstable. And by the way, over the Coast Range, south of Grand Ronde, that is snow showing up. Here's a look at what are stormy skies out to sea from Schnookwynn's Casino Resort in Lincoln City. You can see the seas rolling in, looking quite rough right there. Again, for the time being, the lightning has stopped. Here's a look at the valley from the Oregon Garden Resort camera down in Silverton, and you can see kind of broken clouds. That's kind of the way it looks really across much of the area. We are at 48 degrees. I mean, we're going to do well just to get up to 50 or 51 this afternoon. We'll keep that chance of thunder in the forecast, also some hail showers. Probably need some sun breaks to get some hail showers, but we'll see. More on our chilly weather and some warmer days ahead, finally, coming up.